Hey guys, welcome back to the Kool-Aid Podcast. Welcome back to Season 2, Episode 80. On today's episode, we're going to be giving our post-match reaction to the Villarreal versus Barcelona game. It ended in a 0-1 victory for Barcelona. We played it away from home at a difficult stadium, and we managed to get the victory once again. Let me introduce my co-host, Alex.
Hey guys, how's it going?
Uh, Also, guys, I post a link on Twitter. If any of you guys want to join, feel free. It's at Kool-Aid Podcast 10. Just click on the link, and then you'll be able to basically join in. And if you basically want to discuss with us, you're always welcome to. But Alex, Barcelona won 1-0 yesterday. Fantastic. Well, I want to know your thoughts on the performance, but Barcelona are now 11 points clear on the La Liga table. Let me show it right now. And this is a huge advantage for us, just because Real Madrid they do have a game to play because they were out playing the Club World Cup. But as you can see, 11 points separate us from Real Madrid.
Yeah, first of all, I'd like to say, well, sorry guys, we didn't upload yesterday. We both got caught up with homework and school stuff. But excuse me, going back to the game, what a game! I thought it was nail biting from the start. It's we needed a big result. We needed to get the win, and it's what I've been saying for a long time now. These are the games that really matter, and to see the game out, keep another clean sheet, which I think we've been just phenomenal at that. At at conceding goals, we haven't given anyone a chance. And excuse me, I have a bit of a cough. And and yeah, no, I just think we have a great form right now. This is just the cherry on the top right before playing Manchester United. Like I said, like what you said as well, it's a tough team. They're currently in eighth place, but nonetheless, we know they're a team that can easily go up to fourth. They're a very strong side, and I'm just glad we won this, and we got to keep it going.
Yeah. And once again, the most important thing is that so far at the first half of the season, we've gone away to like all the tough stadiums. We gone away to the Wanda. We went away to the Bernabeu. We went away against Anoeta, in the Ceramica against what's it called, Villarreal. We're going away against all, even the Sanchez Pizjuan, against all of these tough stadiums, for example, and we're getting the victory. That's the most important thing, because then we have to think about it. Barcelona's going to play these teams at home. So Barcelona's getting all the tough stadiums out of the way in the first half of the season, and so us playing the tough teams away from home first just makes the second half of the season so much easier. But guys, this is how Barcelona lined up yesterday. As predicted, it was basically the lineup that we said. It was our usual back line, Ter Stegen in goal. The midfield, with Kessie being introduced, no Busquets, of course, he's injured, and up top, Lewandowski and Rafinha. Now, when looking at the performances from the team, I thought our best player on the pitch was Araujo. I thought Araujo
Oh
was
yeah,
fantastic.
he was a rock yesterday.
He was an absolute rock. Slightly behind him, I would say Pedri, and he got the goal. What an amazing team play from Pedri and Lewandowski, and what a finish! Pedri, so this season has been class, and then game after game after game, he's just improving and just basically adding to that finishing.
And
Um,
one thing I wanted to add, well, two things now that you mentioned the finishing.
yeah,
Um, Props to Lewandowski. I would say over the last few years, his build up play has improved, and he's proven that he can also drop back and create play when needed. I mean, I think it's worth mentioning because I that was one of my main criticisms towards him a couple seasons ago, 3 seasons ago.
okay,
But he excuse me, he's proven us wrong, and I think he's just getting better and better, even at his veteran age, right? Because one of those kids in 25.
yeah, of
Um,
course.
but yeah, and Pedri, man, he just gets better and better, and it's crazy to think he's only 20.
Yeah, he's only 20,
That's
and
that's the crazy part.
that
And
that's
I like to say too that not only is it that he's that young, but how much he's improving at such a young age. Because
yeah.
you have players that they become legends and they become world class players, but their first few years, as with most people, they're not at that level yet. And to see Pedri playing like this, Gavi too, but we're talking about him. And one thing that's also very important for the team overall is Pedri's scoring, right? Because we're not a high scoring team. We have the capability because we're a high chance creating team, but we don't put the goals away as much as we should. And
Mm.
Pedri has been
Wait, did you,
criticized.
okay. Do you think that's because of the finishing, like the or lack of finishing up top, or do you think that it's just because of the system? Do you consider
I
possible?
think right. I don't think it's either or. I think it's a little bit of both. But I think it leans more towards the up top because I mean Lewandowski usually finishes his chances, but you do have Dembele and Rafinha who aren't the greatest finishers. I mean that's not the role either, you know.
Okay.
But going back to what I was saying about Pedri, to see him scoring more and taking more shots, that's just great because not only does it build his confidence as a player and it boosts it, but it also it makes him a more dangerous player to play against. In the past, he'd be at the box and try to side pass somewhere or try to get a through ball, and now to see him scoring, I think that's just great.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But answering my own question, I do agree. I think it's a little bit of both. Just because with that four-man midfield, I think obviously when you take off an attacker, I think we are going to score less. But I would also say that the players, Lewandowski, Rafinha, and even Pedri, these guys have had chances where with a little bit of better finishing, we would have widened the score. Um, but I thought yesterday it was an overall good performance from Barcelona. We managed to score early. I believe it was around the 18th
Yeah, it
minute,
was on
around
like
there. Yeah,
18, I think.
yeah,
Yeah,
the 18th minute with Pedri and assist from Lewandowski. And then after that, I thought Barcelona were in cruise control. I thought the second half, though, Villarreal did take away the ball possession. I thought that they were the dominant team. And towards the later half of the game, as usual, since Barcelona, it was a 1-0 result, it's very tight. Barcelona couldn't um, basically like close the game. Um, but some very good performances. I was going to shout out Kunde. I thought he played really well.
mm.
I thought he was solid defensively. Kessie, I thought Kessie played very well. Just the thing is that Kessie is different than Busquets, obviously. I think when Kessie receives the ball, his technical ability isn't that great. So usually it's he has been playing well. Just I don't know if he's maybe a long term fit for that role. We're definitely gonna have to see a little bit more from him.
Yeah.
Um, but I also thought Frankie de Jong played another amazing game. I think this position suits him perfectly, and we're seeing the best of Frankie de Jong. But what is your thought of the team overall, or like of player in specific?
Right. Well, I agree with all that you said so far. I wanted to touch a little bit more on Kessie.
Okay.
I mean I've said it before. I'm a big fan of him. I was a big fan of the move for him here. I knew he wasn't going to be a starter at all times, but an excellent rotation player to have. And now he's getting the minutes he deserves, and I think he's such a versatile midfielder. The only thing is, yeah, his technical ability isn't at the level of say Busquets, but
Mm-hmm.
then again, we don't expect him to do the same thing as Busquets does. And I think for a box to box, I think he does a great job. I think he pressures well, defends well, and he's a strong guy. So he wins the ball back, very aggressive, and I think he's a great player to have. And of course, De Jong, we're starting to see some vintage Ajax. Not so much of the dribbling, but the playmaking, the balls won, and
Mm-hmm.
again another crack of
Yeah.
a player. And
Mm-hmm.
no, I think the team has been solid. We know we don't always put 10 out of 10 performances. I don't think anyone can do that. Any real team, of course. And defensively, yeah, I think Conde has been absolutely amazing for us. He's he is playing outside of his position and he's fitting the role perfectly. Um,
Mm-hmm.
the only
I
criticism you can give him is his offense, but even then, when he's defending the way he is, do you really care? So and of course, Christensen and Balde goes without saying they're phenomenal players too.
Uh-huh. And also, this victory from Barcelona basically extends Xavi's personal best for unbeaten. We're now 16 games unbeaten. The last time we lost, we have to go a while back. We did draw at the start of the year
Espanyol, I believe. No?
against
Well,
Espanyol.
I think the only team that we lost to in the recent memory I can think of is Madrid. No.
Um, yep. Wait, no, Bayern.
Well, no,
Bayern.
I mean in the league. Right, no, of course.
No, yeah, in the league we only have one loss, and that's against Bayern. The two
You,
draws it
you
was
mean Madrid?
against Madrid,
Yeah.
Madrid, and then the draws were against Espanyol at the start of the year and Rayo Vallecano at the very start of the season.
Yeah, I think it was like the first game or something like that.
Exactly. It was the very first game. But Barcelona have been on fire this season.
Yeah, they've been a bulldozer, and
Yeah, they did an absolute monster.
again, I know this season has been at times very bittersweet because yes, we got kicked out of the Champions League,
Hmm.
and that's always a big blow. That's the biggest trophy you can win at a club, and who doesn't want to win it? But we also got to look at the positives, and we're sitting top of the table comfortably with an 11-point lead, possibly an 8-point lead. Still great,
Hmm.
and yeah, I think we're in great shape to be honest. And I wouldn't have expected it to be honest. I would have expected the competition to be a little more fierce. But listen, winning the Liga is a great trophy to have. The team's gonna love it, and of course, we gotta strive as well for the other domestic cups and the Europa League. But that goes without saying, of course.
Yeah, of course. But guys, that was it. Wait, Alex, basically,
Yeah,
before we round off, match rating and man of the match.
I give this match an 8 or an
Okay.
8.5 around
Okay.
that low. I mean, it wasn't a blowout either. Have we gotten like 3 goals? Maybe I gave it like a 9.5. But I'll be generous. I'll give it an 8.5. And my man of the match was, like you said, Araujo.
Yeah, I completely agree. I'd give it an 8. There were a couple instances where I was like, ooh, but overall the game I think was great from Barcelona. I thought Raujo was an absolute monster. And I think Barcelona played really well. But guys, that was it for today's episode. We are gonna make an episode basically rounding up the Champions League roundup, just basically talking about, because there are some huge games coming. You have Bayern PSG, you have Dortmund Chelsea, you have some very big games coming up. But as always, guys, I post a link on Twitter at Cooley Podcast 10. Click the link, and basically, if you want to hop on, yeah, you're always welcome to. But as always, guys, like, subscribe, and comment. We'll see you guys all in the next episode.